Hi, guys. Welcome back to Young Struggles and Old Solutions with Sid and Uncle Ray.
Hello, episode 7.
Episode 7.
We're getting there. We got like about
That's a lot, I feel
that's
like.
a lot. We've done Laney has done a lot of work.
That's true.
We have done a lot of
Laney-
talking.
yeah.
Laney has done a lot of work. Well,
Oh, yeah.
Sydney,
Yeah.
we both went on trips. Where did
We
you
did.
go?
I went to New York City. It
Well,
was so much fun.
You flew a long ways for a very short time.
We did. We were only there. We flew in Wednesday night, had Thursday, Friday, and flew back early Saturday morning. And that entire trip, we counted, I think we had a total of 7 to 8 hours of sleep.
For all 4 days?
For all 4 days.
Oh my goodness.
It was honestly so tough, but then you have so much adrenaline because you're excited to be there. And we were just excited to see New York. Then we'd get back super late because we'd be out all day. Because our Airbnb was in 15 minutes away. So once you got in there, you don't want to get out because it's like so much traffic. So we just walked around everywhere and stayed out super late and then came back and we wanted to hurry and early rise back out
And
there.
how many friends did you guys have going? I mean, like
There
with
was-
Mac and
There was 9 of us total.
9 to 12.
Yeah.
And how many people
So-
are sick right now?
Probably all 9. At least on Saturday, because our flight was at 6:30. And so we flew back
So
early.
people know that's
AM.
4:30 a.m. Mountain Standard Time where
Yes,
we
that's
live,
right. Yeah.
and that was 6:30 Eastern Time.
And then we got back at noon, and the rest of the day we were all just miserable because our body just hurt from walking around to like 26,000 steps a day.
That's a lot of steps.
Yeah. So we walked around a lot, and so
For those that don't track your steps, that's about 12 miles.
yeah, it was crazy, but it was so much fun. It was so cool to see New York. I've never been there and to experience that, but yeah, and you were somewhere cool too.
Yeah, we went to Disneyland, Karma and I, with no kids, which is,
So
even though we
fun.
don't have any kids, we have young adults at this particular point. Laney's crying because all I heard for the weeks leading up to this was, "You're taking me." And we met one of my high school friends.
Which we usually go with to Disneyland.
Yeah, a lot of times
Got
we go
left
with
behind.
the Magglebys, and got him and his wife, Tina and Greg, and we had a great time with them because we didn't even get, normally we get lightning lane passes, but we didn't do that because we would use the 40 minutes just to talk and catch up and talk about our
Spend an easier
kids and
time.
talk about the things we're doing and business and
That's so funny.
lots of different weird and wacky things.
What's your favorite ride?
Oh, my favorite ride is in California Adventure. I like the roller coaster.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
That's one that we always like to go on is me, Parker, and Dad.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Parker can do it once, or he gets sick. If he does it more than once, he gets sick. And
Yeah, but we can do it. Me and Carly and Dad can do it again.
and then we like they used to call it the Tower of Terror, but now it's called the Guardians of the Galaxy, and that's fun.
Oh, okay.
So they drop very. Do you remember doing that?
Yeah, I've only gone once in my whole life, and that was when we all went as a family, and that was
you
cool.
guys were how old? Do you remember?
I don't know, probably like 8, 10.
Yeah, you weren't. No, I think you were younger than that.
Younger than that.
Well,
yeah,
I was
think
there.
You were, yeah, you were there, but you were.
So I would have probably been. It looked like I was 2 because I was able to walk
I
around.
think you guys were like 6 or 7.
Yeah, but yeah, long time ago.
Yeah.
But you guys love that place. You guys
We
go
do.
a
We
lot.
go a lot. Yeah. In fact, we get annual passes, and we
Worth
go.
it.
We'll end up going 3 or 4 times, multiple days, but 3 or 4. We'll actually travel down there 3 or 4 times a year and
That's
stay
so
for
fun.
multiple days, and we just kind of hang out. And we'll take the kids about half the time,
Mhm.
or a kid half the
A
time.
kid.
Yeah, or all of them.
Maybe you'll
are-
get lucked out for the next trip.
You know, Mom hinted at that, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I'm not that loved. No, I'm just joking.
That's funny.
I was talking to one of the elders, and I was wearing I think your Mickey Mouse shirt or sweatshirt.
Is that where
and-
it's at?
Yeah, I stole it,
Uh-huh.
and I didn't realize I stole it until I looked in my pile of clothes. Anyways, and he's like, "You look like you're mourning," and I was like, "I'm mourning so hard. You don't know." I was like, and he's like, "You're even wearing a Disneyland shirt," and I was like, "I know, I know,
Well, it's the happiest place on earth.
I know, and I just want to be
That's-
happy."
yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
He's like, "Have
No.
you gone on a trip since you started your mission?" I was like, "Well, it's only been 4 months."
Trips
So-
are fun. I love
Yeah.
going on trips.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
are a traveler.
I love to see
Mhm.
new places. I'm like, I told my mom today, actually, I'm like, I can't wait for my next trip. I don't have it planned. I don't have anything planned, but I want to go on another trip
Yeah.
soon.
You got everything booked.
Yeah. But
I was wondering. So here's something that we can chat about. So when we go there, to me, there's a couple places that you feel differently. We feel differently in the temple, or other religious places that we do. But for some reason, and even in Disneyland, there's something different. So I was talking to my friend, my high school buddy that we were there with, and I wonder, in the whole cosmic world and the creation, of people having a wholesomely good time for as many years, because Disneyland's been open since 1955, and for the most part, a very wholesome, happy place. Is that I just wonder if that area, that spot, is just somehow takes that positive energy, or that happy, and it
Disneyland?
yeah, yeah.
It could.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't know how that works. There's a lot of people that talk about crystals, and and some of that stuff. I have people that I love and trust that swear by it.
Hmm.
I have parts of me that doesn't. I definitely don't understand it, and contextually, and don't know where it. Because I always try to put everything in the relationship with my relationship with Heavenly Father, and I don't know where that fits exactly, but I'm just always amazed how even just sitting there, looking at crazy people having a good time, and it's amazing how nice everybody is to each other too.
Yeah. But how could you be upset being there?
I know, that's crazy.
Like, how could everyone's just happy to be there?
You're seeing these rough, tough guys, and these in Mickey Mouse ears, and
and they're just happy as can be.
Happy as can be, where everybody's wearing swag, and I'm like, Disneyland swag. I'm like going, wow.
This is
you look at this guy and you go, dude, he's got neck tattoos, and it looks like he's like a gangbanger, but he's got Disney Mickey Mouse on his deal and wearing ears. It's like weird and crazy, but
that's so funny.
I love that though.
Yeah.
I love that people can go there of all different backgrounds and races and color and all the different things in the world, and can be nice and polite and respectful, and can have a great time together.
Yeah, that's awesome. And that's just how life should be.
That is the ideal, right?
That is the ideal.
I feel like that at school, because I mean, we had a conversation with my high school I was in student council for 1 year, and we talked about like the cohesiveness, I guess, of our school, and how if multiple people were like, oh, I hate school, how that could bring down the vibe of the school. And I honestly think that that plays into effect, is if multiple people come over to one place and are excited to be there and excited to do whatever the thing that it is, it brings a whole different atmosphere, rather than going with a bad attitude. Yeah. I think that's part of it.
Sure.
You've heard this saying, your attitude determines your altitude.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly that.
All right, well, that's fun for that. That was that we had a good time in doing that. Now, Sydney.
Yes, I'm scared. What's coming next?
You were going to do something to
I was.
Mr. 8. How'd that go? Did you do anything?
With Guy A?
Yeah.
Yeah, what was it? A couple days after we went out. So after the podcast.
Right.
I texted him Tuesday, so the next day.
Good for you.
I had some courage after our talk. I'm like, you know what? I can't. And so I texted him and I let him know that I just honestly don't see this going anywhere. You're a great guy. I really enjoyed getting to know you. And I had no intentions of leading you on. I just was trying to figure out how I felt in this process, and that I wished him nothing but the best. But I don't see this going anywhere. And so, yeah, that's what I said it in the text, and I probably said some other things in there, too. And then...
Just in case Riley comes on again?
Yeah, she'll probably say more.
She'll out you.
She probably will. But, no, that was honestly it. And I didn't say anything about wanting to still be friends. I just kind of was just like... Because I didn't want to...
Lead him on,
yes,
right?
Exactly.
Because you say friends, and he hears I got a shot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so then he was just, yeah, thanks, sorry for wasting your time. And I didn't really like that he said wasting your time, because nothing that I said in that first text referred to that. But
right.
I don't know. I just left it, and we haven't talked since. So
it's good. I mean, yeah. He's hurt, right? Because he's rejected.
Yeah, and I do feel bad. I don't ever want I feel bad because I'm sure he was probably shocked a little bit,
Right.
considering that we just went out Saturday, and I think he had a completely different impression on how that date went than how I felt.
Sure.
And so I'm sure he was very shocked and surprised, which I do feel bad about.
Right.
But I just couldn't keep. I think it would get worse if I kept leading him on.
Very much so.
So
that's it's one of those things where kindness, being direct, and I mean, you did it in what I would say is a classy way. It would be painful, right?
Yeah.
But there's no way to escape the pain.
Yeah.
There's no route to where rejecting somebody that's interested in you is not going to hurt them.
Yeah.
There's no path to that.
Exactly.
You can't stay going out for a little bit and hope it fades away, because it won't. Guys are great at the long game.
He really tried.
Yeah. Hopefully at some point, if he ever hears this, you can say how much he can know that you did appreciate the time he spent.
Exactly.
You did appreciate the kindness,
it.
and it kind of leads us to our next kind of deal, is like talking about chivalry. Somebody came up with that. Not neither you or I, but somebody came up with that. And what does that mean to you guys? And what does it mean to me? What does it mean in your generation? What does it mean in Lainey's a little bit?
Yeah.
And who killed chivalry? Because that's what you said tonight when I said, hey, we're going to talk about chivalry again. Remember,
chivalry's dead.
Your first comment was chivalry's dead.
Yeah. No.
So who killed chivalry?
I think guys did. I don't know. Probably, honestly, it could be social media. It could be just like our generation, technology, people not really wanting to make the extra effort in dating, and also just in life in general. I feel like we have become more lazy than previous generations. So maybe just how society has evolved. I mean, I don't know.
Okay. What, Lainey, do you have an opinion?
Yeah, I have a big opinion. I think it's women. I think
Lainey, really?
I do. That's a controversial topic, guys. I think it comes from both sides. I do believe that, but I think it's women because I don't know. I feel like women are so easy nowadays. Do you know what I mean?
Okay. What before you go much further on that, Lainey? What is chivalry? So chivalry is like opening doors.
Yeah.
Being polite, being a gentleman. It's a
kind of like a characteristic.
Yeah, well, and it's opening doors. It's helping a woman on with
just because.
Yeah, and you would do it. I do it to anybody. I mean, I would any lady.
Like if you're a stranger and a girl's walking through the door, you would still open it for her,
right?
And you don't even know her.
Right, correct.
Which, like, the other day, like, we're walking through the door and this guy's in front of us and he just pushes it open and it swings right back in our face. It's like, really? So stuff like that isn't happening anymore.
Right, and you want that. You like chivalry. Yes. But I agree with Lainey.
That
women killed chivalry.
Really?
And I don't think it's women that, I think entirely, but I think it's mostly because as there was a time, and it's not maybe so much now because a lot of people won't do it, but there was a time where, like, if you were worried because it was so in the media and so talked about, that women didn't want a man to try to open her door or be kind or help her with her coat on or help her with her coat off and be polite, because they could do it themselves.
So they want to be independent.
Yeah, they wanted to be an independent. I can do this. And for whatever value I provide to this thing, is the most competent people in my life are women.
Thank you.
But you were scared as a man to be confronted. Like, I had to make a mental decision that I was going to open the door for any woman going through it, because that was my ethics. And if I got chewed out, I was willing to be chewed out and told. And there was a couple times where, I didn't get chewed out, but I got looked at.
Really?
Yeah.
That shocked me.
Where I was, and some of it may have been, and typically guessing ages, probably more, not in your age group, not the mid-20s, but women that were 30 to 40.
Okay.
Very, very independent, and like, and really, I think what got lost in the whole chivalry thing of opening doors was, what that really wasn't that you're not capable, because you're obviously capable of opening a door for yourself.
Yeah.
You're obviously capable of carrying heavy things.
Yeah.
able to carry things as much as a man, but that's a physical
Yeah,
limitation.
that's
And there's
just
things I can't
genetics.
lift. I
Yeah,
need another man, or I need two other, whatever it is. I need another
exactly.
woman, or whatever variation of lifting something. I need something to help me. But generally, most everything. I mean, Karma's moved the furniture around in here, and I don't even know how she does it. I mean, I
Yeah.
can't even imagine me moving it by myself. But Karma's moved everything, almost every piece of furniture in here that's super heavy, and so what it was it was a sign, and this is what was so hard, I think, for men, and why they went the other way so much. It was a sign of respect.
I can see that side of it though. Like I can see
And so
how.
if you were punished for showing a sign of respect,
Would you do it again? No.
Yeah.
yeah, I still do,
That's because you're a good guy.
because that's who I am.
Yeah.
That's kind of like I had to make, but I wish I would not have had to make a mental
Yeah.
decision of like, okay, well, this is who I'm going to be.
Yeah, I guess I've never heard that side of it just because I'm not a guy. So, I mean,
Right.
I wouldn't know that. But I do see that side of it for sure, 100%. But also, I do think guys have gotten more lazy too.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure. But
It's both
now
sides.
they have the excuse.
Yeah, now they
Before
have.
before they didn't have the excuse. Now they can say, oh well, and so they actually are showing less respect and
Yeah.
honor. And I mean, and maybe women don't want men's respect. I just want everybody's respect. I want to be
Yeah.
respected by men. I want it, and I want to be respected by women, and I want to deserve it.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be a fake show of respect. I want to be legitimate because I've done something to earn that respect, or that person's default position starts with respect, and then it's kind of like you can use that the Brene Brown thing a lot. Like some people start with like a lot of marbles in the vase of respect and that portion of it, and then you eliminate them. Some people start with give zero respect to other people, or very little. Just almost the social need, and you have to earn that respect. I don't know which one's right or wrong per se.
Yeah.
I typically start someplace in the middle.
Okay. But yeah, I can definitely see that how girls want to put up that they're independent and they can do all these things, which is great because I like to be independent too. But also, it is nice when a guy does those things because it makes you be like, okay, like I don't have, I can. It's okay to let someone do that for me,
Right.
in a way. And like,
Did you look at it? Do you look at it as like when a guy opens a door that's not somebody you're even going out with, like some old man like me sees you walking up to the door and they open the door. What do you feel about that?
I feel respected. I feel like, oh, that's really nice of him to do that.
Right.
Like, just like, thank you. Like, that was really, really nice. Cause like now I feel like it is surprising when it happens. So when it does happen, I feel like you're almost even more like, wow, like you notice it more than
Right.
maybe you would back then, just because that's just what was expected.
Right. It was expected.
And so you just don't notice it as much.
You were not considered a gentleman. And we can go over that because there is a real specific definition of what a gentleman is.
Okay.
And I'd have to go get it, and it's something I heard years and years ago.
Yeah.
Back in however long ago, like when you were born. No.
Well, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. But men used to stand up when a woman came into the room.
Yeah.
That's just what they used to do.
Or if they would get up from a table, they would all the men would stand up and
let the woman leave first. And it's so funny. I was scrolling on Instagram, and there's still some men that do it. Henry Cavill, Superman.
Yeah.
He does it. One of I think the director, they were doing like a director's cut thing where they were doing some sort of interview, and the guy turned to Henry and was like, you are so respectable, because respectable, like they could, and because every time a woman comes into the room or a woman leaves, you stand and you give them the time to come in and to leave. And you're like, I don't know, it's just the olden days are very different. Women now, there's multiple things that go into it. Everything is rushed than it was back then. Women and men both want lustful things rather than love. There's a lot, like you said, laziness. It's easier to shoot someone some money than going and buying roses for them. It's easier just to walk through the door than open it for someone else behind you. It's how you were raised. There's so many factors that can go into it, but also I feel like sometimes women expect too much or they're too independent. Do you know what I mean? That people don't want to do the small things when you expect so
Sure.
much.
And I don't think I mean, and I'm not trying to argue with you so
No,
much,
you're
Lainey,
good.
but I don't think you can be too independent.
Mm-mm.
I mean, I guess it's possible to be any person to be so independent that it's damaging to themselves, the person that legitimately needs help.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's different times in your life where you legitimately need someone to do something for you to, and having the grace to allow that to happen can be hard.
Yeah.
Um, and to let that, and not to abuse it. I mean, that's always the weird dichotomy is some people will take advantage of that lack of independence, and then all of a sudden they're not making any decisions or doing anything for themselves, or will find the path. I think people find the path of least resistance a ton,
Yeah. No.
especially certain personality type.
Yeah. And I can see how girls can be confusing for guys because guys are probably like, well, you want to be independent, then you want me to do these things, so it's like back and forth. But for me, I feel like what it comes down to is if he's willing to do those little things of open your door, let you walk through the door first, or just little things of, oh, like buying you flowers or just stuff like that, he's gonna do the big things in the end
Right.
in the throughout the relationship, and he's gonna focus more on what you need. And I don't know, I feel like when he can do those little things, he can focus more, I don't know, in like the long run of things, if that makes sense.
So is that a one-way thing?
No, it's not a one-way thing at all.
Right.
Like me, myself, and girls, we have to treat a guy with respect and do the same things as well, and listen to him and like what his needs are as well. But
Yeah.
what?
No, I love that because I think there's you can have a standard where uh girls, any a person, because this is part of the starter on the basketball team, and is that they become where it's just about me.
Like, what can you do for me?
What can you do for me? Right.
Uh-huh.
I want this because I want this, and you're supposed to worry about my needs and only me.
Mhm.
And that's not in almost any relationship you have. That is not a sustainable type of relationship. In partnerships,
Mm-mm.
it's not sustainable when
No.
only one partner is served, or or in relationships with a man and a woman, that if I just worship you and I do everything and you do nothing the other way, then
You're not gonna want to do that anymore if you're
well, at some point you get. I
tired
mean,
of
some
it.
guys will just live with it forever because there's some people that will live with it forever, just like there's women that will live forever.
Yeah.
Um, but the problem becomes is that the other person, if you approach it like that and you take care of them so much, then they don't have to grow.
Mm.
If you take everything away from them, right? You
Yeah.
take every problem, every situation that is stressful or difficult in the world again with them,
Mhm.
then they lose the ability to deal with things,
Yeah.
and so you make them a worse person. Where the situation of where you kind of you protect each other, right? Like I virtually tell Karma somewhere between 98 and 99% of everything, but the 1 or 2% that I typically don't like share would
Mhm.
hurt her.
Hmm.
Not like I'm have a girl on the side and that's the 2%. That's not that way. It's something like somebody said something, or I don't need to be completely candid with everything that happens in my life
Yeah.
to dump on her. But
Uh-huh.
and that's always something really hard because as our kids have had problems that they turn to one of us to and talk about that, you have to balance that we're balancing that as a parent, is how much do I tell Karma, and because I know it's going to hurt her when things are tough for our kids, or things aren't, they're not as they were younger and growing and making mistakes and living life and figuring things out. So it was
Mhm.
really difficult to go to her and say, okay, well, this happened.
Yeah.
Um, this the situation happened, and they're struggling. Well, I knew that was going to hurt her, and that was really hard. And she knew the same about me. That she was going to bring me something that happened that was painful to the other person, and your natural thing is to protect them from that. At the same time, you kind of have to think, well, do they want to know? And so that's where that kind of deal is, and that hurts, but at the same time, we grow through, just like muscles and all that kind of stuff, and that we grow through those tough experiences.
Yeah, that's very true. And I think just life in general, when you go through hard times, your testimony can only grow from that, or it can break from that. Just I think in any relationship as well, as you can only grow from the hard times or break from that.
Right.
So.
Well, how many times when things are going perfect are you trying to improve?
Probably none.
Okay. So have you ever heard this statement that good is the enemy of great?
No.
Have we said that here?
Good is the enemy of great.
Good is the enemy of great.
I haven't heard of that.
Do you know what it means?
But I mean,
what does it mean to you when I say that?
Good is being good. You're like content in life to where you're not pushing yourself to be uncomfortable to make yourself better.
Yeah.
I'd
like
say.
like in business. So that was like, that came where I first heard that. I'm sure it's been around a long time. Was in a business book, and I've thought about it a lot through the years. As good as the enemy of great, and sometimes good is good enough, right? You hear this is good is good enough, but in a business, you to make a great business, you have to keep pushing by good.
Yeah.
And some of the business I've been involved, we've done that. Other ones, good was good enough. Other ones, things were bad, and so you had to improve them, and you were just hoping to get to good.
No kidding.
But even in life, is that we're not typically growing a whole lot when things are going good. Now, we need those respites. You can't have life beating you up constantly forever and ever, or you're going to get discouraged. You're going
good to have some great things happen along the way.
Yeah, sure. And it's good to have some, hope is really important.
Yeah.
There's I think it's Irish or English. I can't remember. Oh, I think it's English. Yeah. Cause it's on Ted Lasso. So they talk, it's the hope that kills you.
Yeah.
You're,
That's
and I thought about that. Like, the hope that kills you. I'm like going, you're and they're using in the context of soccer. You hope your soccer team's going to get better, or you hope your football team's going to be, and it's the hope that kills you, right? It's the hope
where it doesn't succeed. You're like, dang it. But I feel like it's good to put yourself in uncomfortable situations, because I feel like that's when I've grown the most. When I look back on different things throughout my life, is when I've been uncomfortable is when I found myself grow the most and become a better person in all aspects of my life. Even though it's hard, it's not easy, but the more that you push through and work through those things is when you become great and you become better, and then you encounter something else and you just kind of keep on pushing through. So.
And the secret of this whole thing is it doesn't get easier; it typically gets harder.
Doesn't get easier. Yeah, we have talked about that.
You're putting in more chips and you have less control. Right now, you pretty much have 100% control of the things that happen. Well, I mean, you don't have to control the things that happen to you, but you only have to truly worry about you.
Just myself. Right. Yeah.
And then you get married, and so now you've got you and him that you worry about, and then you have kids, and you even have less control, and then the kids decide to grow up, and then you even have less control, but you get to feel all the angst of when they fell down as a 3-year-old. You could pick them back up, kiss them, and it looked horrible, or the broken arm at 8, or the whatever challenges happened physically at that particular time.
Yeah.
And now what you get to do is you get to see their heart broken when somebody breaks up with them, or they get fired from a job, or things aren't working out in this particular relationship or situation with somebody, and there's nothing I can do except support them, love them.
Yeah, that's something I'm gonna need to work on, is not being able to control everything, because I like to control.
You're like your mom.
Yeah, I like to control what's going on, but that's true. You can't control, especially when life keeps going. You keep adding more people to your life and have a family. You can't control how other people and different situations that happen in other people's lives.
Yeah, I mean,
control the controllables. That's what my dad always says.
That's a real athletic, from the athletic side of your life.
Yeah.
That is very, and it's an analogy that works everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But what you start realizing is, and that control thing is both your parents.
No, yeah, it's definitely both of them.
They both really like to control what's going on.
They do.
And that's not a criticism of them. I would love to be able to control what's going on. I just don't put as much effort in it as they do. I'm willing to bail out and go, it's not worth that extra work to do that. So maybe I'm lazy. There's a component of that.
That's funny. No, I definitely get it from both of them.
Problem becomes as your controllables become less and less as you add people in your life.
That's true. That's true. Man, something I need to work on.
look at your siblings.
Yeah, I can't control.
You can't control them, but you love them and you want the best for them.
Yeah.
And so you have figured out a way when things aren't, when they're in pain or their situations come, you're finding a way to deal with the uncontrollable things that you can't have input on.
Yeah. Or me, I have input.
Well, no,
even though I shouldn't.
Well, no,
sometimes.
you do have input. I guess that was misstated, but you don't get to make the decision.
Yeah, I don't get to have the final. Exactly.
You don't get the final say. You can have a say, but it's not.
You can have a say, but
it's not the final say.
It's
only in your life.
And that's what I've learned just with my siblings and friendships and things. Just when things happen or things aren't going the way that you would have particularly done things, is be like, you know what? It's not my life, and I can't control how they want to live their life or things that have happened. To where it's just kind of, I've learned as time have gone, just to, okay, I just need to let it go.
Yeah.
Just because it's not, it could affect me, but it's not my final say.
Right. And
they
that's
all have agency.
We do have agency, and that's always the weird thing is people from the other side of it. When they you'll hear this all the time is when somebody does, well, that's my life, it doesn't affect you. Well,
that's not true.
That is so rarely the situation, because we were talking about that love thing, or the give and take, the back and forth. The relationship has to be both sides. There's a
exactly.
You're giving respect, I'm getting respect. I'm giving respect, you're getting and we have this back and forth, and it's this exchange of emotional value.
Yeah.
That if that emotional value only goes one way, that becomes an issue that we were talking about. That's where we were going before I got squirreled. But because there's that deal, when something happens to somebody and things don't work out for them, or they'd make a bonehead decision, it's not just them, because we feel for them, we hurt for them. It's not their responsibility to make sure we're exactly
okay,
right?
Yeah.
But it is not a victimless cry.
Yeah.
Or a victimless decision. There's other victims inside that decision.
Yeah, that gets affected by people's choices and decisions, and it's all because they love them, and you want to be a part, and
they love you. That's the other. I mean, that's where the love came. Is there was
exactly.
So I'm not sure I did this. So our oldest two, I know we've told that our oldest two have been adopted, and I think, did I tell you about falling down the stairs with Parker?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
So I truly believe that love comes from service, from that exchange of giving service, giving love, having that come back to you. And so when we had Lainey's our biological child, we had 9 months to have a relationship with Lainey because she was in Karma's stomach. And she was, you'd be able to, you had her with you. But on our older two, it was like, hey, you want a baby? All right, come pick her up. And the timelines are really short. And they hand them over to you, and you have this baby, and like, well, I'm supposed to love this? Now, women do a better job of this than a man, but
like building that relationship that you haven't had a chance to.
I mean, really, they're shorting it, and because they were adopted, they weren't breastfed, they were on a bottle, And so I could get up in the middle of the night to feed him just as easily as Karma could.
Oh, I never saw that side of it. Yeah, that's true.
So I'm getting up with Parker and feeding him at night. And we used to live in this townhouse over, I don't know if you even remember it, but it was a 2-story townhouse, and they had dual stairs. It had 2 flights, and then turn in the middle. It had a landing halfway between it. And so I'm up in the middle of the night. Parker's crying upstairs because his room is upstairs, and I go and get him, and I'm half asleep, and all of a sudden, and we'd had him for probably 3 to 6 months at this particular time. Spent a lot of time with him at that point, and I trip and fall at the top of the stairs.
Oh my!
And instead of just falling, my immediate response was to roll and turn on my back and put him on top of me.
Wow.
And I don't know if that would have happened the first night that I would have had that. I hope I would have had that presence of mind because he was a baby, right? I hope I would have had, but it was
intuition.
Intuition to do that, right? And I think I would have. But by that time, I had served him. I adored him. I loved him as much as I could love any child. I mean, we forget they're adopted all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't even we think they're just like Lainey. It doesn't. It's really weird. And people that don't have adopted kids in their life,
they won't understand.
They don't understand. Lainey doesn't. Lainey thinks she forgets that they're adopted.
I even do. When my mom I think first told me, I was so surprised. I was like, wait, what do you mean? And now you just don't even think of that.
Yeah. Well, and they always have known. We had made that decision really hard that we would talk about it like it was like there was nothing weird or goofy or we didn't ever keep it a secret.
Yeah.
It was matter of fact.
But what a cool story though.
Yeah.
Like you're able to give them that family and.
Yeah. And that to us, it's not like people will do that, like say what you do, but to a more extent, oh, well, you guys are such great people because that's not how we look at it at all. We feel like we're blessed to have them.
Yeah.
That we are lucky to have them, that the favor was done to us, not done. We haven't done anybody a favor.
Yeah. No. Because it's blessed your life.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. To think that I'd be alone is so hard. If you guys didn't adopt them, I would be a completely different person. Carly has taught me so many things. Parker has supported me and helped me through trials, and I cannot see a world where I would be as good or as just a good person. I don't think I'd be a good person without those two in my life.
Yeah,
I don't think so. They've taught me so much.
For siblings and families.
Yeah.
You learn a lot.
Oh, by the way, Kennedy was supposed to come on, but she's working. Yeah, so we're going to try to get her next week. If we don't get her, we'll get Mac. We'll bring in another Frith child.
Another Frith
sister. Mac is how much, like 4 years younger than you guys?
No, she's like 6.
Oh, that's right, 6. Yeah.
She's younger than me.
Yeah.
So we'll get Mac's perspective on dating and going. Have you gone on another date since you're no longer talking to?
No, I haven't. I've honestly.
Have you been asked?
No, I haven't. I haven't been asked, but I need a break.
Really? Taking a break?
No, not like I'm intentionally trying to.
Is Kennedy taking a break?
No.
Okay.
Well, she's.
No, we're not talking about a lot.
Right. Okay,
I just wanted to know for me.
No, she hasn't taken a break.
Okay.
But
that's a tease right there for you.
I'm not like really anxiously searching or
You're not anxiously engaged in boys, okay?
No, that was just so overwhelming the last one. I just need a breather from it for a second.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
No, yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
And it's really weird how when you're not looking is when it
bites you in the butt.
No, I know. I always am like, I'm not looking, but I'm just peeking.
But I'm looking. Yeah.
Like I'm not looking, but I mean, kind of.
Yeah. I'm always looking, but
yeah.
No. Expect the unexpected. Is that part of it?
Yeah.
No, that's for sure.
So
that's for sure.
We appreciate you listening and watching us. I guess now, huh, Lainey? Yeah, we have a video out.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, like it's only been 50 minutes.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm not wrapping it up.
Oh, okay. I was like,
I just
we don't appreciate you guys.
No.
It's like, it's not part of the video yet.
What are you doing?
No, I'm not closing it.
We're closing it.
We're not closing it down quite yet. I just wanted to go where we want to encourage you to like bring other topics that we can talk about
To the table.
To the table. And that's really where I was going, is if you could really help us out, if you are watching, if you have a topic or something, you can make a comment or something on what you'd like us to chat about, and get a perspective from Sydney for where she's at, from Lainey where she's at, because there's about a 4-year difference there. And what if an old man, 58-year-old guy thinks about, we'd love to talk about something. We'd love to not have to come up. I'm really trying to be lazy and not come up with every subject idea. That's really what it is.
Yeah, you're super lazy. Yeah.
No.
It's not on Lainey at all.
No.
Just joking.
Lainey does, by the way, we do need to give Lainey a ton of credit, because she's the one that spends a ton of time editing this thing and doing all the technology and so
getting it ready so we can just sit here and chat
and have a conversation with our busy lives. So she's knocking it out of the park.
Oh, she is. She's killing it.
Yeah,
it's been fun.
And she's learned from scratch all this. This wasn't like she had a class or anything. She just figured it out.
That's impressive.
AI is my best friend, ChatGPT, if you're listening.
ChatGPT is always listening.
I know.
Yeah, that's what's creepy.
I always tell it please and thank you.
Thank
you for helping me. And it's like, you're welcome. Come back again. Perfect. I was like, you'll see me again in like 5 minutes when I need another fix to a problem.
So that's an interesting topic. Like, do you need to go to college or not now?
I mean, I think it can go one or two ways. Like, no, I don't think you have to if you don't have a set thing that you want to go to school for and accomplish. No. But I do think you do learn a lot, I think, going to college as well. But I think you can learn same ways the other way as well. But I think it's all in what you do with your opportunities and what you do if you don't go to college. You're not just sitting around doing nothing. You're actively trying to...
You're not in the basement playing video games.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I think it all just depends on what direction you decide to go.
Right.
Because you didn't go to college.
No, I didn't. I figured it out.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
I went to trade school.
Yeah.
And I think trades are really important now. Like, I think it's always been, but I think it's something...
It's seeming like it's even more important, because AI is taking away a lot or has the potential and is starting to, but I think what it's starting to do is people are hedging it at this particular point, meaning that they're downsizing different jobs and stuff when they have the opportunity to do that, because they feel like AI can take those things over. Coding. In fact, I had when it was one of the things we talked about when we were Disneyland with my buddy, is he had 2 nephews that lost their jobs because they were involved in this coding side of software, and AI took their jobs. And it was
so sad.
Not only did it took a little while to get a job, but they also sounded like both of them, if not maybe one, but probably both, they got other jobs, but they're not being paid as well.
Yeah, and you just spent all that money on a degree that you can't even use anymore.
Right.
That's what's happening to one of my friends right now. He actually got a degree, I think in computer science or something, and he's been applying for jobs for like over a year now, and he can't get a job just because AI is kind of taking it over. And so it's like, you went to school and you got this degree that's supposed to help you get this job right after college, when that's not actually the case. So then now you're just like, what do I do?
What the crap? Yeah. And it's like, what the crap do you do?
Yeah. You weren't getting experience that someone who didn't go to college was getting experience. You were doing other things, and then now it's
AI's going to have a tough time doing your hair.
Yeah, that's
Lainey,
for sure.
Lainey got a cosmetology degree.
License.
And that's
I am licensed in the state of Idaho.
Yeah. I think for athletics, because I was doing that, it really just like pushed me into going to college. Where it wasn't really like, I didn't really think about it. I was just like, that was just the next step.
Right. That was the facility. That was your culture and your family. And we talked about that before, but but particularly in yours, because both parents were college athletes.
Yeah, both my parents were college athletes, got a degree, to where it's just kind of like, that's what you're supposed to do. But then now Mac, she's not quite sure what she wants to do, and I guess she can talk about it more when she comes on.
Yeah, that maybe that's something that that we talked to her about, is like, Mac, what's your plan, and what are you thinking about AI? And you've talked about multiple things that you're going to do,
but she hasn't really.
Right, and let's talk about what your plans are. Maybe even prepare her to let me be the devil's advocate.
Yeah, I think that'd be good for her,
because for her to bring up some ideas, but that might be very valuable to other people to let me play devil's advocate with the things that Mac is looking to do, because she's making real decisions right now.
Yeah, game time is now.
Yeah, right. She's got to find a path and wants to find a path,
and she will.
Yeah, she will. Because she's the component of being smart and and willing to work is not. It's a bit of a lie. I mean, at this particular point with AI and even just a lot of what people are willing to do now is people are willing to hire people that are willing to train them, and that attitude and effort is what's going to matter.
Yeah.
And your willingness to learn and how fast you can pick up on things and how you're willing to teach yourself stuff. That's becoming really, really important.
Yeah.
And
It's going to be interesting.
yeah, in fact, I'm probably in one of those businesses. At least I'm diversified because I have a business that's a trade business, and but I also have an insurance agency. There's a good chance that that AI will do a better job at some point. It probably can do, yeah, because what it can do is because there's a science to risk management. And that's really what I'm, at the very core of what I do is I risk manage. When I'm doing what I do the best versus just trying to find you the cheapest auto insurance, when I'm working with a business or when I'm working with somebody that has some stuff, what I'm really doing is I'm actually risk managing their lives. I'm saying, because risk is there one way or the other. You have the chance of losing that ring or not losing that ring. That happens. You have a chance that your house is going to have a fire or not have a fire. Those exist. Now, what all insurance does is a risk transfer device. It's just a way of taking the risk that you have and paying some money to an insurance company to pick up that risk for you, or a portion of that risk for you. So there are governing rules that or schools of thought that this is what you should do, this is how you should do it. Well, there's big textbooks, and AI's read all those. We in fact, we're using, our business is changing dramatically in the way that we use things. I have AI clients right now that a couple different clients that we use. Not a client as a person, a client as a app. Sorry.
Oh,
they used to call apps client. We used to call apps clients. That was so I have a couple apps that we use that they do. Like, one of the ones that we use right now is where you hand me one of the banes of what I've done for my whole life is have to fill out an application, either by typing it or by writing it. When I very first got into it, you'd write a hand application in pen. And then they went to eventually having that version on the computer. Well, now what I can do is you can give me your declaration sheets, that basically your insurance policy that's unique to you, the portions of it that are unique to a person, and the AI will read it and put it on an application for me, and I can send that to the carrier.
Oh, but like, don't people still want that human interaction of like talking to someone?
Sure, there will always be those type of people.
But maybe as time evolves, people just get used to trusting AI to where that just becomes normal. Because for me, I'd much rather talk to a person than trust AI, honestly.
Right.
Probably because it's newer.
We actually employed an app that would answer our phones for us and troubleshoot you. And most people, like 80% of the people, couldn't tell they weren't talking to a real person.
Couldn't tell?
Could not tell.
Really?
Yeah. Because it was that good.
Well, yeah, that's great that is that good, but also I think about my job. I'm talking to people on a phone,
right,
to where AI could take that over and
somewhat. AI is hard to develop. Where AI will struggle is developing a relationship with the decision maker on the other end.
Yeah, you don't have that personal connection.
Trust and yeah, right. It's like it'll do a lot of my job.
It'll answer questions and give facts
it'll give facts, but opinion, it'll be able to even give a little opinion. But what it won't be able to do is, when the technology is not working, where does the buck stop? So you'll see a reduction in staff. Like, we can do more with less people right now. So I'm actually probably need to hire one more person or two more people, but I'm pushing, unless I found the absolutely perfect person. I'm not doing that right now, because I see in the next year or 2 years that the staff that I currently have in the insurance agency will be able to do twice as much.
Interesting. Man, it's going to be crazy to see how things evolve over the years.
I went, and so the other thing that just blew me away. So I have a friend that has a Tesla, a Cybertruck, and
I think they're so ugly.
Oh, they are. Trent, it is ugly.
Sorry,
no, don't be mean to Trent.
They're just not cute. Yeah, they're ugly.
Yeah, they are. But he also drove, and we went for a drive, and he rigged up the Tesla, so we went on a curvy road. And the first time I did that, I was like, I'm not holding onto the wheel. We're going down this curvy road, and it's reading it, and I'm freaking out. And I'm like, but when the car that we rented in LA, it self drove on the freeway. It had like and it would take turns, and it would turn. You could put on the blinker, and it would turn. It would change lanes for you. And so I'm driving down the freeway with no hands on it. Karma's screaming at me because she's getting mad because she's scared, and that's new, and she doesn't see my hands on the thing. But yeah, it'll be great to.
I just couldn't even, because I think they're coming out, or they have. And like some places where they have self-driving Ubers or taxis.
Yeah,
or something.
They do. Like in Las Vegas, they do.
And
Waymo.
I just could not imagine getting in a car and not having an actual person, and you just.
So have you seen the Waymo? Have you seen the Waymo cars?
I have, yeah.
So it doesn't even have a place for a driver. What it is it's a rectangle that has a door that opens up in the middle of it, and you can sit like 6 or 7 people around it, and it just drives you. And so we heard that Waymo was doing it for free to introduce it in Las Vegas.
It for free, yeah. Did you do it?
No, but I would after being in the Tesla and after doing this thing with the rental car that we had.
You trust it a little bit more?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was awesome. Sid, it was so awesome.
After I tell you this, you won't trust it that much. So there was a video going around on the internet, and I followed like a couple news people just to have some sort of
what's going on in the world.
Yeah, some sort of motion, because I'm not in high school anymore. And there was a video of a self-driving car going in a shootout with a cops and an escapee.
Oh, and they didn't register.
And it didn't. It doesn't know.
Yeah.
And so it literally drove through the shootout and made a left turn. I'm pretty sure this was in Las Vegas, and I think it was by like the F1 construction. I have no idea. I think it kind of looked like it. But there's a truck, and the guy's laying on the ground, and there's a bunch of police cars pointing their pew-pews at this guy, and this self-driving car just makes a left turn. And just keeps driving.
Yeah. That's what's
imagine. Like okay. Teslas are different. Teslas, at least you can take over, and you can
you're sitting in the driver's seat to where you have a little bit of control.
Well,
like,
in fact,
if you need to step in, you can.
Well, it forces you to do that.
Oh, so it does?
Yeah, so like the rental car we were in the Tesla is right now, if you aren't looking at the road, it starts yelling at you.
Oh.
Starts binging at you. Bing, 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 bing.
That's good.
And it's only like 10 seconds. I mean, which 10 seconds going 85 miles an hour is pretty fast. Or 80 miles an hour, the speed limit.
Yeah, that's just I still can't. Like, maybe it's my own trust issues. Maybe it reflected to a car.
Maybe it's those control issues.
Maybe it's my control and trust issues to where I'm like, I just can't even think about that. But
well, try it. I think someday you'll try it. Try the.
Probably for like a second where I'll be like, okay, and then put my hands back on.
It's really hard the first time. It is.
Yeah.
And what I did is I just kept my hands,
around it,
around the.
I barely touched the wheel, anyways. So
yeah.
I don't even have a self-driving car.
Thanks, Lainey. That's what I want to hear.
No,
someone's still paying for your insurance.
As we talk about new things and we're wrapping up this new year, is there anything exciting going on in this new year, or things that you're looking forward to, or goals that you want to set for this next year?
How do you do goals,
New
Sid?
Year's resolution. How do I do them?
Yeah, like do you actually sit down and do like a New Year's resolution, or do you do like New Year's goals or something along that? New Year goals?
I don't really like sit down and be like, because I think you can make goals throughout the year. But I mean, there are like when the new year comes, I feel like it kind of makes you think about it more. Like, okay, like what do I want to do better or work on? I don't know. I think just for me is just keep growing in my career, keep financial wise, just kind of be more aware financially. I think of like budgeting. I do want to be better at budgeting on like spending money and saving money. I do a good job of that, but just be like more aware and like tracking that more and being more knowledgeable and invest in investments. And also I do want to start side things, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you want to do a side hustle.
Yeah, I want to do a side hustle. Yeah, I really do, and I actually have ideas and things that me and my friends have talked about where I'm like, this could be fun.
Like a podcast?
Yeah, like a podcast. No, I don't know. I guess I could ask you what
Okay.
your thought is on this.
Is it secret? Because we don't want to share it to the whole world.
I mean, it's not a secret, but I guess, yeah, I don't want someone taking my idea.
Yeah. So,
Okay,
I'm
I'll
writing
keep
it.
a hush.
okay. Well, let's before we get it going on here, let's talk about it, and then
Okay.
we'll see how we can share
Yeah.
it here, and
No.
and protect your idea.
Okay. I don't know. Another goal, I guess, continue growing my testimony. Go to
Yeah.
the temple more.
Yeah.
I used to work in the temple, and that's something I want to do in 2026 is to
Get back
start
to
working in the temple again. Because I
Good
really
for you.
like that. Just once a week.
It gets you
in the
there, and
temple.
it gets you like.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love that
Yeah.
you
I
want to do
work
that.
in it too much.
Yeah. And
You
everyone's
do not
so
work
nice
in it
there.
too much.
I do. It kills me.
No, it's honestly everyone's so I worked in the baptistry. So like
Yeah.
you saw a lot of young teenagers come in, and it's just really cool to see them come in. And also it is cool to see how different situations come where someone doesn't make like a reservation and they were wanting to do these family names, and we were booked out, but magically somehow something opens up. So it's just like those small little things that you kind of start to notice, like, oh wow, like the Lord's hand is really in like a lot of these things that you don't really probably would have picked up on my first week there, but as you kind of work there, and everyone's just really nice, and it kind of just is a boost in my week. So that's something I want to start doing, because I've
That's awesome.
definitely noticed a change in that since I haven't been doing that. But that's
Good for
cool.
you. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
What's your goals?
So like I don't do goals either. I don't do goals like that. So
Yeah.
because I have such a big belief in the graceful execution of Plan B that it just frustrates me that Plan A doesn't work out. So
Right, you don't even want to go there.
I don't even want to. Yeah, there's a part of me that this is really an internal struggle. In fact, today I sat down with one of our insurance companies marketing representative came in and like, okay, well, tell me what your goals are for 2026. They all want goals because they want you to write so much business with them or sell their products and stuff, and they all want goals and stuff. I says, I don't do goals like that. I do vision. I do like what do I want it to look a little bit like? Not even necessarily maybe it's on a P&L, or maybe it's just, but if I get so discouraged because once I grab onto a plan specifically, I have a tough time letting go and moving to Plan B. I want Plan A to work out because I become vested in it and invested in it, and I really want that thing to work out, and so I will
Which
not.
could be a good thing, but
Yeah,
also when you don't.
it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I typically will take it to a bad thing. It'll make me really demotivated. It'll bum me out, or I'll hold on to it too long. So what I really kind of do is I kind of try to feel my way to the next place, and I try to be mindful, but almost in as like an afterthought. Like it's always just constantly working in the back of my head. Like, okay, this is the next thing. This is the next thing, and that way I don't get
too focused on this
has to happen, right? Because if that doesn't happen, I feel like a failure.
Yeah. Yeah. New Year's crazy 2026.
Who you get now? Here's the question. I know who I'm going to kiss for New Year's.
I don't know.
You're on a break, right?
I'm on a break. Yeah, I'm on
a break.
No, I've actually never kissed anyone on New Year's before.
Either I didn't until I was married.
Yeah, I'm like, so probably no one, honestly. I don't have anyone lined up for that. Maybe since I'm not looking, someone would come along.
There you go. You got 3 weeks.
I got 3 weeks to figure it out. No, but I think we probably are gonna go to Utah for New Year's.
All right.
So we'll see what happens. But
very cool.
Yeah.
Fun.
2026.
That's just around the corner.
Crazy. But yeah, let us know what your New Year's goals are.
There you go. That's even better.
In the comments, let us know.
Or how you go about setting them, or
Yeah,
if you're someone that does it completely different, let us know.
Yeah, let us know. Yeah, thanks for listening. Like,
we totally appreciate it.
Subscribe
and like.
Comment.
Subscribe. I don't even know how people do that pointing thing of
I don't
subscribing
know
and liking. But we would really appreciate it.
Give us a follow. Give us a 5-star rating.
Share us. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah. See you next time.
Catch
Bye.
ya. Bye.